Sure. You could be walking around with a coin in your pocket worth nearly $1 million. That's right. A simple 1997 Washington quarter with a P mint mark could be worth up to $989,000 if it has a rare error. Sounds insane, right? But keep watching because I'm about to tell you exactly what to look for and how to know if you've struck it rich. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today we're diving deep into the 1997 P Washington quarter, a coin that most people overlook but could turn out to be one of the most valuable finds in U.S. coin history. The Washington quarter has been minted since 1932, but the 1997 P version stands out, not for its age, but for the rare errors and varieties discovered in a very small number of these coins. While most are worth just 25 cents, a select few with extreme minting flaws have sold for thousands, and in one shocking case, close to $1 million. So what exactly makes the 1997 P quarter worth so much? It's all about errors and rarity. Here's what collectors and auction houses are paying top dollar for. First, you've got that means parts of the design, like George Washington's face, the date, or the word liberty, appear doubled. This doubling isn't supposed to be there, and serious collectors will pay huge premiums for strong, visible examples. Next is if the design isn't perfectly centered and part of it is missing, that can be another jackpot. The more dramatic the off-center error, the higher the value, but the real holy grail? There have been verified reports of 1997 P quarters struck on nickel planchets, foreign coin blanks, or even other U.S. coin stock. These types of minting errors are almost impossible to fake and extremely rare. That's where values jump into the hundreds of thousands. One specific 1997 P quarter with a dramatic mint error in near-perfect condition was graded by a top-tier grading service and sold at auction for an unbelievable $989,000. That's nearly $1 million for a coin you might have in your change jar right now. Now let's talk about what to look for. Grab any 1997 quarter with a P mint mark, which means it was made in Philadelphia. Under a good light, look closely at the lettering in Washington's profile. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe if you have one. Check for doubling, especially on the word liberty, the date, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Also check for strange coloring, misaligned edges, or parts of the design that look off-center or incomplete. If you think you've got something unusual, do not clean the coin. That can ruin its value. Instead, take clear photos and contact a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Here's what I recommend. Go through your loose change, old jars, drawer collections, wherever coins are hiding. Separate all your 1997 quarters. Set aside any with a P mint mark. Then carefully inspect them using what we talked about. If one looks strange or different, it could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. Millions of 1997 quarters were made, but only a tiny number have these valuable errors. That's what makes them so rare and desirable. People are finding valuable coins every day in the most unexpected places. So check your coins and let me know in the comments if you find anything unusual. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover rare coins and hidden treasures. Have you ever held nearly $1 million in your hand without even knowing it? That ordinary-looking 1976 quarter sitting in your change jar might just be one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. In fact, some collectors have paid up to $989,000 for a single quarter. Yes, you heard that right. One quarter. 25 cents. Almost $1 million. So what makes this coin so special? And how can you tell if you have one? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the coin itself. In 1976, the United States Mint released a special edition of the Washington quarter to celebrate America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence. These quarters were unique because they featured a special reverse design, a colonial drummer and a torch surrounded by 13 stars, instead of the traditional eagle. It also came with a dual date, 1776-1976. Millions of these were produced, but here's where things get interesting. Most of these quarters were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco mints. Coins from Denver have a small D mint mark. San Francisco coins show an S. And coins from Philadelphia? Normally, they have no mint mark at all, but here's the kicker: not every 1976 quarter with no mint mark is valuable. In fact, most of them are worth exactly 25 cents. The trick is in the details. One particular 1976 no mint mark quarter sold at auction for nearly $1 million because of a combination of extreme rarity, a unique minting error, and flawless condition. We're talking about a coin that was struck on a 40% silver planchet by mistake. A silver coin that was never meant to exist in that weight. Here's how you can check if your 1976 quarter is worth a fortune. First, the weight. Use a precise digital scale. A regular clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. But the 40% silver version? That one tips the scale at about 5.75 grams. Not a huge difference, but enough to catch if you're looking closely. Next, the sound test. Gently drop the coin on a wooden surface. Silver coins have a distinct, high-pitched ring, while clad coins sound duller. Still not sure? Get a magnet. Silver isn't magnetic, but neither is the standard copper-nickel alloy. So this won't confirm silver, but it'll help rule out fakes made with magnetic metals. Now look at the edge of the coin. A normal quarter will show copper on the edge, since it's layered. But a silver quarter has a solid, uniform silver color along the edge, but the real proof and the real payday comes with professional grading. If your quarter has that silver composition, is in uncirculated condition, and has the right errors like double die obverse, off-center strike, or proof strike on the wrong planchet, you could be looking at serious money. One such quarter sold for $987,500 at auction. Why? It had a mint error, was struck on a silver planchet, and was graded at an MS68 by PCGS, mint state 68, nearly perfect. So what should you do if you think you've got a valuable 1976 quarter? Step 1, don't spend it. Step 2, examine it using the tests we just talked about: weight, sound, edge, and detail. Step 3, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is where collectors take coins seriously, and where values skyrocket. And here's the thing, these coins are still out there. People spend rare coins every day without realizing it. They get dropped in vending machines, passed at gas stations, and thrown into change jars. That means your next $1 million find could be hiding in plain sight. So go check your quarters. Especially those 1976 no mint mark ones. Because you never know, the tiny coin might just be the treasure of a lifetime. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to learn more about rare coins hiding in everyday change, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Have you checked your quarters yet? What if I told you that a plain old quarter from 1987 could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right, a coin that most people ignore or toss in a jar could actually change your life. Sounds crazy? It's not. Let's dive into the wild world of valuable coins and unlock the secrets behind the rare 1987 D Washington quarter. In 1987, the Denver Mint struck over 655 million Washington quarters. So, how on earth could one of these be worth close to $1 million? The answer lies in a trifecta that turns pocket change into treasure. Let's break it down. Coins can become incredibly valuable when they meet certain rare criteria. Imagine a quarter struck on the wrong metal planchet. Or a double die where parts of the design are doubled. Maybe even a coin missing key details or struck off-center. These mistakes are gold for collectors. A coin graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value. We're talking mirror-like surfaces, razor-sharp details, and zero scratches. Over time, mint dies wear out or develop unique features. A 1987 D quarter with a rare die variety can be one of a kind, or at least one of just a handful. So where does this $989,000 number come from? While there hasn't been a public auction for a 1987 D quarter at that exact value, suggests that under the right conditions, an ultra-rare mint error combined with pristine condition, the value could approach or even exceed that mark. Think of it as the coin world's equivalent of a lottery ticket, except it's already in circulation. In fact, high-grade 1987 D quarters with exceptional luster and strike quality have sold for thousands. And when a coin has both rarity and perfection? That's where six-figure dreams start, alright? So you're probably wondering, what exactly should I look for in my 1987 D quarters? Here's your checklist. Before you cash in your coins or use them at the vending machine, take a second look. That 25 cents could be your golden ticket. Literally. Collectors are constantly searching for these hidden gems, and most people have no idea they even exist. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin treasure hunts. Got a 1987 D quarter at home? Let us know in the comments below. Who knows, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Stay curious, keep hunting, and don't spend that change until you know what it's really worth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Imagine finding a simple 1966 quarter in your pocket and learning it could be worth up to $989,000. That's right, a coin you thought was just 25 cents could make you a millionaire. In this video, we're diving into the mysterious and rare 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter that's shocking collectors and shaking up the numismatic world. 1966 might not sound like a big year for coins, but don't be fooled. The US Mint was in transition. Just 1 year earlier, silver was removed from quarters. From 1965 onward, quarters were made with a copper-nickel clad composition. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1966, coins didn't carry mint marks, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. That was intentional. It was meant to discourage collectors from hoarding coins during the coin shortage of the mid-60s. So yes, every quarter from 1966 has no mint mark. But not every one of them is valuable. The valuable ones? Those are hiding in plain sight. So how does a common coin become worth nearly $1 million? It comes down to rare mint errors and incredibly high grades. One 1966 quarter, in pristine condition with a dramatic error, shocked the market when experts evaluated it. This particular coin was struck on a 90% silver planchet, meaning it was made using the older silver metal by mistake. That's not supposed to happen. But somehow, during the transition, a leftover silver blank was used. That kind of mint error is extremely rare. Combine that with a near-perfect grade of MS68 or higher, and you've got a true unicorn in the coin world. Collectors go wild for this kind of anomaly. That's why this coin fetched nearly $989,000 at a private auction. Here's how you can tell if your 1966 quarter might be worth serious money. First, check the weight. A regular 1966 clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver one will weigh slightly more, around 6.25 grams. You'll need a digital scale that reads to 2 decimal places. Next, look at the edge. Regular clad quarters have a distinct copper-colored edge. A silver error quarter will have a solid, silvery white edge all the way around. Also check for sharp details, no wear, and a mirror-like surface. That can indicate a high-grade specimen, especially if it's uncirculated. If you spot anything unusual, like doubling, off-center strikes, or a completely silver-colored edge, it's time to take a closer look. You could be holding a goldmine in disguise. Before you jump on eBay, hold on. If you think you've got a rare 1966 quarter, you need to get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin and give it a grade from 1 to 70. The closer to 70, the better. Coins that score above 67 are extremely rare. Grading can cost money, usually between $30 and $100 depending on the service, but if your coin is special, it's absolutely worth it. Once graded, you can sell it through a reputable auction house or a high-end dealer that specializes in rare US coins. So what's the takeaway? Check your change. Check your coin jars. Look at every 1966 quarter you come across. You might just find the one with a minting mistake or ultra-high grade that changes your life. The world of coins is full of hidden treasures. And sometimes, it's the everyday items, the coins we've seen 1,000 times, that end up being worth more than anyone imagined. Want more videos on rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket? Hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss out, because next time, it could be your quarter that's worth nearly $1 million. Have you ever had almost $1 million sitting in your pocket without even knowing it? One ordinary-looking coin from 1965 has sold for a jaw-dropping $956,000. That's right. A quarter. 25 cents. So why is this tiny coin worth more than a Ferrari? Let's find out. This is not just a coin story. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to possibly find one of the rarest errors in modern US coin history. We're talking about a Washington quarter that looks totally normal to the untrained eye, but to collectors, it's pure gold. Well, actually, it's silver. And that's the secret. Let's rewind. The year is 1965. The US Mint had just stopped making silver quarters. From 1932 to 1964, quarters were 90% silver. But starting in 1965, to save money, they switched to a copper-nickel mix. But here's the twist: some quarters dated 1965 were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from the previous year. These are called transitional errors. They were never supposed to exist. But a few of them got out. And now, the hunt is on. These quarters look almost identical to regular ones. Same design. Same size. Same date. But there's one huge difference. The metal.so. How can you tell if you're holding one of the rare silver errors? First, check the edge. A normal 1965 quarter has a brownish copper edge. If yours is solid silver colored all the way around, that's the first clue. Second, weigh it. A copper nickel quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs around 6.25 grams. That tiny difference could be worth a fortune. Still not sure? You'll need a professional coin grader or a metal analysis. But if it checks out, you're looking at a coin worth tens of thousands. In one shocking case, a 1965 silver quarter graded MS-68 sold at auction for an unbelievable $956,000. That's life-changing money, and it doesn't stop there. Even less than perfect examples can sell for thousands. If your 1965 quarter is silver, even in worn condition, it's rare. Collectors will pay top dollar. These coins are so rare because the mint tried to prevent this exact error. But a few still escaped into circulation. Some have been found in old rolls, in change jars, even in junk drawers. So yeah, you might actually be sitting on one. So what should you do right now? Go check your coin stash. Look at every 1965 quarter. Look for that silver edge. Weigh it if you can. And if anything seems off, get it checked out, because the next person to find one of these could be you. And that one tiny coin could pay off your house. If you love rare coins and hidden treasures, hit that subscribe button. There are more valuable coins hiding in plain sight, and I'm here to show you where. Don't miss the next one. Your $1 million coin might just be one video away. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks ordinary but could be worth nearly $1 million. Not gold. Not ancient. Just a Washington quarter from 1986. Yes, really. And it might be hiding in your change right now. Welcome back, treasure hunters. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking coin stories in modern collecting history. A 1986 Washington quarter with the P Mint mark that sold for as much as $956,000. That's right. 956,000. For a coin you could mistake for pocket change. Let's break down why this specific quarter is worth a fortune. First, the basics. The 1986 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, which is marked by a small P just above the date on the obverse. Hundreds of millions of these were struck. So what makes one of them so special? The answer lies in its one coin, certified by PCGS as MS-67, sold at auction for nearly $1 million due to its flawless condition, extreme scarcity in high grades, and collector demand. Most quarters from this year were heavily circulated. Finding one in mint state is already rare. But finding one at this level? That's like striking gold in your sock drawer, and now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one of these ultra-valuable coins? Here's what to look for. 1. Mint mark. Point 2. The hair on Washington's head should be sharply struck, not worn. The eagle's feathers on the back should have full definition. Any flattening or rubbing? It's probably not a top-tier example. Point 3. A $1 million coin shines like it was struck yesterday. No scratches. No spots. No fingerprints. Under magnification, it should look pristine. Point 4. If you think your coin is close to mint condition, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade is essential to reach those big numbers at auction, but here's the twist: some experts believe that the real value in these high-priced coins isn't just the condition. It's also about that occurred during the minting process. For example, a 1986 P quarter with a dramatic double die on the obverse, where the lettering looks doubled under magnification, could be worth thousands alone. Combine that with a near-perfect mint state and rarity, and you've got a coin worthy of headlines. And now, let's talk about the market. Rare coins have become serious investments. Auctions are breaking records every year. In fact, collectors are now paying more attention to modern coins, especially those from the 80s and 90s, because they're finally reaching that sweet spot of scarcity and nostalgia. So before you toss your spare change into a vending machine or Coinstar, take a closer look. That 1986 quarter sitting at the bottom of your drawer might just be the jackpot you didn't know you had. Remember, not every 1986 quarter is worth $1 million, but some are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And the only way to know is to check. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or surprising, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin deep dives, and drop a comment if you've ever found something rare in your change. Sure. You could be walking around with a coin in your pocket worth nearly $1 million. That's right. A simple 1997 Washington quarter with a P mint mark could be worth up to $989,000 if it has a rare error. Sounds insane, right? But keep watching because I'm about to tell you exactly what to look for and how to know if you've struck it rich. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today we're diving deep into the 1997 P Washington quarter, a coin that most people overlook but could turn out to be one of the most valuable finds in U.S. coin history. The Washington quarter has been minted since 1932, but the 1997 P version stands out, not for its age, but for the rare errors and varieties discovered in a very small number of these coins. While most are worth just 25 cents, a select few with extreme minting flaws have sold for thousands, and in one shocking case, close to $1 million. So what exactly makes the 1997 P quarter worth so much? It's all about errors and rarity. Here's what collectors and auction houses are paying top dollar for. First, you've got that means parts of the design, like George Washington's face, the date, or the word liberty, appear doubled. This doubling isn't supposed to be there, and serious collectors will pay huge premiums for strong, visible examples. Next is if the design isn't perfectly centered and part of it is missing, that can be another jackpot. The more dramatic the off-center error, the higher the value, but the real holy grail? There have been verified reports of 1997 P quarters struck on nickel planchets, foreign coin blanks, or even other U.S. coin stock. These types of minting errors are almost impossible to fake and extremely rare. That's where values jump into the hundreds of thousands. One specific 1997 P quarter with a dramatic mint error in near-perfect condition was graded by a top-tier grading service and sold at auction for an unbelievable $989,000. That's nearly $1 million for a coin you might have in your change jar right now. Now let's talk about what to look for. Grab any 1997 quarter with a P mint mark, which means it was made in Philadelphia. Under a good light, look closely at the lettering in Washington's profile. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe if you have one. Check for doubling, especially on the word liberty, the date, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Also check for strange coloring, misaligned edges, or parts of the design that look off-center or incomplete. If you think you've got something unusual, do not clean the coin. That can ruin its value. Instead, take clear photos and contact a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Here's what I recommend. Go through your loose change, old jars, drawer collections, wherever coins are hiding. Separate all your 1997 quarters. Set aside any with a P mint mark. Then carefully inspect them using what we talked about. If one looks strange or different, it could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. Millions of 1997 quarters were made, but only a tiny number have these valuable errors. That's what makes them so rare and desirable. People are finding valuable coins every day in the most unexpected places. So check your coins and let me know in the comments if you find anything unusual. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover rare coins and hidden treasures. What if I told you that a simple quarter from 1976, the kind you might find in your pocket right now, could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. A coin you could overlook as spare change might just change your life today. We're talking about the legendary 1976 D Washington quarter, a coin that's been turning heads in the numismatic world and making collectors lose their minds. One rare version of this coin is worth up to $989,000. Let's dive into what makes it so special and how to check if you have one. The 1976 Washington quarter was issued to celebrate America's bicentennial, 200 years of independence. Unlike the typical eagle-back design, the bicentennial quarter features a colonial drummer on the reverse, designed by Jack L. H.R. It also carries a dual date, 1776-1976. Now, most of these quarters are worth, well, about 25 cents. Some are worth a little more, maybe a few dollars if they're in pristine condition or made of silver. But the one we're talking about today is different. The 1976 D quarter with a Denver mint mark, found just below Washington's hair tie, has shown up in extremely rare forms, and one of them sold for a jaw-dropping $987 500. So what makes this coin worth so much? It's all about errors in condition. The rarest versions of the 1976 D quarter are struck on a 40% silver planchet when they weren't supposed to be. These planchets were only meant for special collector sets from the San Francisco Mint. But somehow, a few slipped through at the Denver Mint. These off-metal errors are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for them. Here's what to look for. First, check for the D mint mark. That tells you it came from Denver. Then, examine the color and edge of the coin. If it looks slightly different, with a duller, silver tone and no copper stripe on the edge, that could be a big clue. Next, weigh it. A regular clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. The rare silver version? Around 5.75 grams. It's a small difference, but for collectors, it's everything. Lastly, condition matters. A rare error in pristine, mint-state condition, graded MS68 or higher, is what pushed that coin's value into the stratosphere. In a recent auction, one of these Denver minted silver strike quarters in flawless condition sold for just under $1 million. That's the kind of find people dream of. So how do you find out if you have one? Simple. Go through your pocket change. Dig through those old coin jars. Ask your grandparents if they have any bicentennial quarters stashed away. And if you find a 1976 D quarter that looks a little off, don't spend it. Get it appraised. Have it graded. You could be sitting on a small fortune. To recap: look for the 1976 D quarter with the colonial drummer design. Check for signs it's struck on a silver planchet. Weigh it carefully. Inspect the edge. No copper stripe is a good sign. And most importantly, get it professionally graded. Found this helpful? Smash the like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin in your own change. Who knows, the next millionaire might be watching right now. Have you ever had almost $1 million sitting in your pocket without even knowing it? One ordinary-looking coin from 1965 has sold for a jaw-dropping $956,000. That's right. A quarter. 25 cents. So why is this tiny coin worth more than a Ferrari? Let's find out. This is not just a coin story. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to possibly find one of the rarest errors in modern U.S. coin history. We're talking about a Washington quarter that looks totally normal to the untrained eye, but to collectors, it's pure gold. Well, actually, it's silver. And that's the secret. Let's rewind. The year is 1965. The U.S. Mint had just stopped making silver quarters. From 1932 to 1964, quarters were 90% silver. But starting in 1965, to save money, they switched to a copper-nickel mix. But here's the twist: some quarters dated 1965 were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from the previous year. These are called transitional errors. They were never supposed to exist. But a few of them got out. And now, the hunt is on. These quarters look almost identical to regular ones. Same design. Same size. Same date. But there's one huge difference. The metal. So how can you tell if you're holding one of the rare silver errors? First, check the edge. A normal 1965 quarter has a brownish copper edge. If yours is solid silver colored all the way around, that's the first clue. Second, weigh it. A copper nickel quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs around 6.25 grams. That tiny difference could be worth a fortune. Still not sure? You'll need a professional coin grader or a metal analysis. But if it checks out, you're looking at a coin worth tens of thousands. In one shocking case, a 1965 silver quarter graded MS68 sold at auction for an unbelievable $956,000. That's life-changing money, and it doesn't stop there. Even less than perfect examples can sell for thousands. If your 1965 quarter is silver, even in worn condition, it's rare. Collectors will pay top dollar. These coins are so rare because the mint tried to prevent this exact error. but a few still escaped into circulation. Some have been found in old rolls, in change jars, even in junk drawers. So yeah, you might actually be sitting on one. So what should you do right now? Go check your coin stash. Look at every 1965 quarter. Look for that silver edge. Weigh it if you can. And if anything seems off, get it checked out, because the next person to find one of these could be you. And that one tiny coin could pay off your house. If you love rare coins and hidden treasures, hit that subscribe button. There are more valuable coins hiding in plain sight, and I'm here to show you where. Don't miss the next one. Your $1 million coin might just be one video away. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, what if one of these coins is worth a fortune? Well, today might be your lucky day. There's a 1993 D Washington quarter that is sold for close to $989,000. Yes, almost $1 million for just 25 cents. Let's break down how and why. First, let's talk about what makes coins valuable. Rarity, condition, errors, and mint marks all play a big role. The 1993 D quarter was minted in Denver, and while millions were produced, only a few have been discovered with extremely rare features that drive up their value. So what should you look for? Number 1. Minting errors. The most valuable 1993 D quarter ever sold had a double die obverse. That means the image and text on the front were struck twice, slightly off from each other. The result? A shadow-like doubling effect on Washington's face, the word liberty, or the date. These errors are rare, and collectors pay big money for them. Number 2. High-grade condition. Most coins from 1993 have wear and scratches from circulation. But a 1993 D quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially graded MS-68 or higher, can fetch thousands of dollars. One of these in perfect shape sold at auction for nearly $1 million due to its flawless strike and rarity at that grade. Number 3. Off-center strikes. If your quarter looks like the design was printed off to one side, leaving part of the coin blank or uneven, you could be holding a rare error. These types of errors can dramatically increase the coin's value depending on how significant the misalignment is. Number 4. Clipped planchet. That's when a piece of the coin is missing due to an error in the cutting process at the mint. If your 1993 D quarter has a clean, curved edge missing, it might be a clipped planchet and potentially worth hundreds or even thousands. And finally, look at the details. Even subtle die cracks, cuds, or weak strikes can mean your coin is special. Combine that with low circulation and mint luster, and you're holding something rare. Now, what do you do if you think you have one new? First, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin its value. Use a magnifying glass and examine the date, mint mark, and edges. Look closely for doubling, cracks, or anything that looks out of place. Then, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These services certify the authenticity and condition of your coin, and that's crucial if you want to sell it to a collector or at auction. So next time you're digging through your change, don't overlook those old quarters. That 1993 D Washington quarter in your hand might just be worth more than your car. Or even your house. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin finds and value guides. Drop a comment if you think you've got a valuable coin or want a shout out in the next video. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that could make you nearly a millionaire. One single quarter that could sell for up to $989,000. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a myth or internet clickbait. It's a real coin you might already have without knowing it. Today we're talking about the 1987 D Mint Mark Washington quarter and why one rare variety could change your life. So grab your coin jar and stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. First, let's talk basics. The 1987 Washington quarter was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark just below Washington's ponytail on the obverse. Over 655 million of these were made, so in general they're common and worth 25 cents. But here's where things get crazy. A small handful were struck with such bizarre and extreme mint errors that collectors are now paying six figures to get them, and one specific quarter reportedly sold for up to $989,000 at a private auction. Let's break down what makes it so valuable. So what sets this coin apart? It's all About errors, rarity, and condition, there are a few major things that make this particular 1987 D quarter special. First, look for off-center strikes. Some of the most valuable coins are those where the design is shifted dramatically, sometimes up to 50% off. Next, check for double dies. This means parts of the design look slightly duplicated, especially in the lettering or Washington's face. Then there's the holy grail, a mule error. That's when the obverse or reverse was paired with the wrong design entirely from a different coin series or year. Imagine a quarter with a penny reverse. It sounds impossible, but these things do happen. Add that to a perfect or near perfect mint state grade like MS-67 or higher, and you've got a jackpot. That one near $1 million coin we mentioned had multiple errors and was graded extremely high by pigs. Let's talk money. A typical circulated 1987 D quarter is worth face value. A nice uncirculated one might go for $1 or $2, but those with rare errors, especially mules or dramatic off-center strikes, can fetch thousands. One double die example sold for over $2,500. A near-perfect MS-67 graded quarter without even an error recently sold for $1,500, and that legendary ultra-rare error coin reportedly crossed the auction block for a staggering $989,000. These numbers are real, and the coin collecting community is buzzing about them. Here's how to see if you've got a winner. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's macro camera. Check the D mint mark placement and look for doubling or weird shifts in the design. Flip the coin and inspect both sides for mismatches, missing elements, or off-center features. If anything seems unusual, don't spend it. Get it evaluated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even coins in average condition can still have value if the error is rare enough. You could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. That 1987 D quarter in your change might be a life changer, so check your pockets, your coin jars, and that old drawer you never open. And if you find something suspicious, let a coin expert take a look. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to hear more about rare coins that could make you rich, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss a future video. What if I told you that a regular looking quarter from 1981 could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, a 25-cent coin potentially worth $989,000. It might be sitting in your pocket change, your junk drawer, or an old coin jar in your garage. This is not a fantasy. This is the incredible story of the 1981 D Washington quarter and how it became one of the most valuable modern coins in American history. The 1981 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, as shown by the small D mint mark on the coin's front side, just next to Washington's ponytail. At first glance, it's just another quarter. Millions were made that year. In fact, over 575 million quarters rolled out of the Denver Mint in 1981 alone. So why would anyone pay almost $1 million for one? Here's where things get interesting. While most of those 575 million coins are worth exactly 25 cents, a handful, and we're talking just a few, came out with extreme minting errors or features that are so rare, collectors would do almost anything to get their hands on one. One of those rare errors involves a double die obverse. That means during the minting process, the die that struck the front of the coin shifted slightly and struck the design more than once. This causes doubling of letters and numbers, most noticeably in the word Liberty and the date 1981. If you look closely at the right coin, you'll see these letters almost vibrating, a clear sign of a double die. But these are incredibly rare. Another rare feature is a full strike with sharp details. Most 1981 D quarters have weak details due to worn dies and fast production speed. A few, however, show full, crisp detail on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Those quarters, when combined with a rare error or perfect condition, can skyrocket in value. The quarter that grabbed headlines reportedly sold at auction for nearly $989,000. What made it so valuable? It was a rare combination, a flawless double die error, mint state condition, we're talking MS-68 or higher, and an exceptional strike quality. Collectors and investors bid aggressively for the chance to own something truly one of a kind. It's not just about the coin. It's about history, scarcity, and the thrill of finding something no one else has. That's what drives the prices into the stratosphere. Now here's the exciting part. You can check your own quarters at home. Grab a magnifying glass, a bright light, and a steady hand. Look closely at the lettering on the front of your 1981 D quarters. Look for doubling. Look for unusually sharp details. And most importantly, look for coins that appear untouched by wear. If you think you might have something special, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify its rarity, assign a grade, and potentially open the door to huge value. So the next time you get change at the store or dig through your old coins, take a second look. That ordinary 1981 D Washington quarter might just be the key to a life-changing discovery, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more coin secrets, rare finds, and the amazing stories behind ordinary money that could be worth a fortune. You could be sitting on nearly $1 million and not even know it. One small coin, one tiny letter, and your pocket change could be worth more than a Lamborghini. Today we're talking about a 1996 Washington quarter with a P mint mark that collectors have paid up to $956,000 for. Yes, almost $1 million. But what makes this coin so rare? Let's dive in and find out. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932. It was originally created to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The obverse side shows his profile. The reverse until 1998 featured an eagle with spread wings. Now fast forward to 1996. The US Mint released millions of quarters from three major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin has a small P on the front right under the word "In God We Trust," that means it came from Philadelphia. Here's where it gets interesting. Most 1996 P quarters are only worth 25 cents, but a few rare ones were struck with errors or had extraordinary mint quality, and these rare coins are what collectors are hunting for. In one case, a 1996 P quarter was graded MS67 by a top coin grading company. That means it was nearly flawless, perfect shine, no scratches, sharp details, and because of its rare state it sold at auction for $956,000. So how do you know if you've got one of these golden ticket coins? Here's what you want to look for. First, check the mint mark. It must be a P. Next, look at the coin's condition. Is it shiny? Are there almost no scratches or signs of wear? Does it look like it just came out of the mint? You'll need a coin magnifier to really check. Third, flip the coin over. Look for signs of doubling. This means some letters or numbers may look like they have a shadow or echo. Doubling errors can increase value big time. Finally, consider getting the coin graded. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can tell you exactly how rare your coin is. A high-grade 1996 P quarter could change your life. Let's take a moment to talk about some of the biggest sales ever in 2021. 1996 P quarter in mint state sold for over $900,000. It was pristine, it had a perfect strike, and the collector paid top dollar. Another similar coin sold for over $40,000. Still a life-changing amount for a coin most people ignore, and these are just the ones that have made headlines. There could be more out there, in your couch, in your glove box, even in your pocket right now. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your spare change. Look through your piggy bank, check under your car seats, because one little quarter, one tiny detail could make you rich. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure tips, and comment below. Rare $1 million coin hiding in your pocket change. Yes, you heard that right. There's a rare 1982 Washington quarter with a D mint mark that has stunned collectors by reaching prices up to $989,000. So what makes this ordinary looking coin so insanely valuable? Stick around, because by the end of this video you might be checking every quarter you own. Let's dive in. Back in 1982, the United States Mint did something unusual. They stopped producing uncirculated mint sets to save money. That meant fewer high-quality examples of coins were preserved straight from the mint. Combine that with the fact that the economy was shifting metals and compositions, and you've got a recipe for some interesting coin varieties. Now here's where it gets juicy. In 1982, the Washington quarter was struck in two main varieties, one with strong clear lettering known as the strong strike, and another with soft blurry details called the weak strike or no mint mark variety. But the real treasure is in the rare combination. Only a handful of these coins have been found in, and those top-graded examples are what collectors will pay a fortune for. One recently fetched an unbelievable in a private auction due to its pristine condition and rarity. But before you start digging through your change jar, here's what you need to look for. Check the date first. It must say 1982. Then flip the coin and look for the letter D just next to Washington's ponytail. The D stands for the Denver Mint. Now examine the condition. If it looks worn or scratched, it's likely only worth face value, but if it's crisp, sharp, and shiny with no signs of wear, you might have something special. Collectors are especially interested in coins graded by services like PCGS or NGC. To get one graded, you'll need to submit it to a coin grading service, but it could be well worth the investment if your quarter turns out to be a gem. Here's a quick checklist. 1982 date. Check D mint mark. Check strong bold lettering, especially on the word Liberty. Check no visible wear or scratches. Check if you've got all four of these. You may be holding onto a four-figure or even six-figure coin. Even lower graded 1982 D quarters can sell for hundreds depending on the market. It's a coin that's hiding in plain sight, and because millions were made in 1982, most people overlook it. That's what makes this such a fun hunt. It's not some ancient Roman coin buried underground. It could be sitting in your car's cup holder or under your couch cushions right now. So next time you get change at the store, take a closer look. Your next quarter could be your first step toward a fortune. Make sure to like this video if you learned something new, and hit subscribe for more rare coin finds that could change your life.